licenses or permits or anything.
But-
3 animal control officers running in and out of there for 7 years, and no one ever said anything to us.
And I, with all respect to what you're saying, however, there is a violation of a current ordinance that is active in this county, and you're in violation of that. I don't know what the appeal process is to that. It's trying to overturn our ordinance. She's getting advice from an attorney that there's an appeal process. I'm not aware of it. When this board makes a decision, it is the upper level. If she wants to consult or hire a private attorney that will help her with that creative alternative, I can't give her legal advice on that.
So the only appeal process beyond here would be for her to seek an injunction from the court to block the county's enforcement of the ordinance.
Their own ordinance. I
Okay,
said.
I guess that's the answer to the question, because she's asked a legitimate question, and I think she deserves a legitimate answer. That is the legitimate answer.
And I probably got too tied into the appeal, because to me there is, yeah, an injunction on an ordinance versus an appeal.
The board has its options. It can stand down and say that we maybe just repeal the ordinance and not have any limitations on anything, or we adopt another county's ordinance, as she has suggested, like Sister County, or do anything else in terms of adopting ordinances. I mean, that's a legislative decision the board can take up in any way. But I think in terms of what her appeal process is, that's, I just want to make sure that I clearly understand what the answer is.
Absolutely.
Okay, we have a question or comment from a member of the audience, Mr. Schumacher.
Yes. If you had a ranch or a farm, you would actually have private property rights. I've sat in this place and listened to these guys approve things that were also against the rules, but they made them right because you were a rancher or a farmer. You could take water into Nevada, you could go across roads, you could go across leased land, and this guy right here is the same one that helped those people, but he apparently isn't helping you.
When I asked him, when I told him that he could also, anybody in the county that had over 5 dogs, they could charge him $10 a piece. His answer to me is, I wouldn't do that to ranchers and farmers in this county.
But the thing is, I've heard him say many, many, many times, private property rights. And the people that are on the county dole give us junk, give us crap, they forget who they work for. And every now and then, they need to be reminded.
Thank you, Mr. Schumacher, for your comment. The care of those animals is perfect. I visited, there were no issues whatsoever. You are absolutely right, there was no smell. Water was clean and available at all times. Food, care and condition of the animals, I have no arguments whatsoever, Debbie. You do a great job out there. Just trying to get around this number issue.
Well, my problem is, my property, I can't move. I can't move on air, don't have it. The animal control made it clear that if we're not gone by the 1st of August, they'll be put to sleep. He seems to be in a hurry to kill these animals. I can't help it, guys, I can't. I don't have the money. I took all my savings to look back and forth to Texas to try and make that work. But I can't live like a prisoner. She lets her dog out to go to the bathroom. She latches the door back. When he scratches at the door, she unless he's letting in, latches her door back. What a horrible way to live. No wonder she had a stroke. And I can't do that and have somebody run in and throw poison and kill food over the fence. So animal control said something when we were having these meetings about somebody coming in and letting all the animals loose and them killing cattle and horses, and it's part of the minutes. That couldn't happen. If you open the gates to 3 pens, the dog fights that would ensue between the males in those 3 pens and the females, you'd be running for your life. You wouldn't be opening any more gates.
I'm not worried about that yet.
Well, no, that was brought up
Sure.
before,
Okay.
and it just could not happen. You couldn't get on the property without me knowing it. I mean, even your attorney can...
That's true.
They go nuts when strangers come, or cars pull in, or people are walking around in the brush and they know they're not supposed to be there. And it's a sound that I know it's different. There's something wrong. One dog gets loose, they tell me right now somebody's loose, and I go out, usually they run right to me because they want to come in the house and get food. When I bring a rescue in, as soon as the vet clears them, health-wise, I bring them in the house and keep them in there for a week. I give them bites of my food, they get petted and loved, and all this special treatment, so when they get loose, they come to the house. They want to come in and have dinner with me and be petted and loved and played with. So they never run off anywhere, because there's nothing out there, but there's everything in here.
Mr. Chairman, I think we've received the report that we asked for at this meeting, so I mean, we can continue this.
I'd like to take one comment from the audience. There's one more comment. Ms. Eileen Spencer, would you like to address the board on it if you have a question or a comment?
I really, because you know, I ran an animal rescue for 7 years. I really want from this board, or you, Jack, to tell me what you're really, honestly, truthfully gonna do on August 1st. Because I just heard that you're gonna kill for animals. That'll get me involved really fast, and you don't want me involved. What are you gonna do on August 1st if she's still on the property with 100 dogs?
That's a question I'm gonna turn over to staff, Eileen. I am personally not going to do anything. It'll be up to staff on how they enforce the ordinance.
Is staff here?
Yes, they're here.
Pete, are you gonna kill the dogs?
I don't kill dogs. Let's get that straight first. I have no agenda to kill animals. The problem centers around that we have an excessive number of dogs per zoning on that.
But an
And
action
we're not
is,
in compliance with that, and we're attempting to get in compliance with that.
an action is
They're
gonna
not
be.
dogs, they're wolf hybrids, they're not considered domestic animals, they're
The
considered wild animals.
government dropped the
I have the floor.
dog
Let
rate.
me-
Yeah,
let me
yes,
speak
Mr.
real quick.
Heimberger.
I'll just address Ms. Spencer real
Pete,
quickly and
you-
we'll move on.
Yep, you stand up, thank you.
The majority of the animals up there are some form of a wolf hybrid. They're not domestic. They don't meet the definition of domestic animal by California law. So they have a percentage of that wolf hybrid in them. That's another problem there too. It is a very complicated situation there. Ms. Valenta says she's running a rescue, but you're familiar with what a rescue is like.
I've been there, yes.
But you turn the dogs over. You got them in to rehome them. These aren't dogs first. I would, if they came into the shelter, the wolf hybrids, I would not want to home those animals. Because she's already stated there are behavior problems with them.
Some,
Off the get-go.
not all.
So they're really problematic that I would not feel comfortable putting those home with another person. You know, she's the only one that can handle them and stuff, so it's really problematic there. There is not a good solution for a lot of those animals up there, to be honest with you.
It doesn't, it's
We
on
will,
this.
we will investigate other ways as far as a sanctuary, but we're talking a lot of animals there, so I'm not gonna say what's gonna happen one way or another. We're still exploring the other options. It's a due process that she's entitled to that we'll be working through.
We got wolves and half-breeds through our rescue. We took them to Oregon. We didn't keep them, we knew we couldn't keep them.
Exactly, and there are places out there, there's a lot there, and
But I guess what I'm really not hearing, that something is gonna happen on August 1st. And I'm hearing that you're gonna take them and kill them.
I've never said anything to that effect.
Okay,
His words to me were, people like you are what made us a kill shelter. And I can see the handwriting on the wall.
I've worked with guys.
Let's not, excuse me, we have to address the board here, address the chair. We're not gonna engage in dialogue on this, so. Thank you. We'll look forward to that date and see what we can do to keep the situation moving. Thank you, Debbie, for taking the time. Aaron, excuse me, Supervisor Alba has one comment.
While
Go
we're
ahead.
still here, is it possible to get another progress report in July
July.
sometime? So we'll kind of see where we're evolving to.
July 9th or 16th?
16th.
Can you be here on the 9th or the 16th?
16th would be better.
16, that sounds better. Okay.
Could,
Sure.
could we agendize a discussion item on the Siskiyou County ordinance, and just to have some dialogue, you know, for and against, to see if there is any place in that, for Lassen County to entertain, you know, benefits, negative or otherwise, where we could just talk specifically to that issue.
Do that. Do it prior to July 16th. I know Debbie just indicated she may not be available July 9th. If we could have that discussion at our last meeting in June, which would be the 26th, I think we'd be prepared by then.
Getting a copy of the ordinance, putting on the agenda, this is.
Okay, let's see if we can do that for the 26th,
25th.
25th, you're right. That'd be Tuesday, June 25th. We'll be discussing the Siskiyou County ordinance.
You want me here?
It's up to you. Be happy to, either way, Debbie. We'll be discussing it. Barbara, you had a comment? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I was gonna say this, but then you told me the dogs are well cared for and it's clean, that's good.
Yes, I did.
I haven't been there. A
You're
friend of mine
welcome.
a friend of mine in El Dorado County had hybrid wolves, and they're not domestic dogs. They do take special handling, but they're excellent animals to have around. She really enjoyed them. So maybe in your review, you could have a specialist in on wolf hybrids to give you some straight scoop on that, and also, your place is in Ravendale?
You're welcome to come out.
Pretty
We're on
low
Stage Road.
density. Your ordinance, you could, if you so chose, have a special district, do a variance for a special district, create the special district for a specific use. There are options out there, rather than just saying whether or not a domestic animal they have to go. That's real narrow, and perhaps you have some possibilities that you could help her with and help the community.
Thank you, Barbara. Okay, we're gonna move on if we can. We'll take a 5-minute break here. We had one scheduled for 10:25, and I know that carried on a while. We're gonna take a 5-minute break, so we'll be back here at 10:55.